ninja. So hungry, she has climbed up on the table and is feeding herself. Well, this can't be. So, for baby foods, what are your... Let's not do that. You're making a mess. Yes, we'll get to that. So, options for food. Of course, adult food is where we're at with this one. Full teeth. There's teeth in there. There's teeth in there. But, matter of convenience, it takes time to feed children. They are difficult. So, these are the usual options. See, she's all for it. Also, for the more, I wouldn't say primitive, you got something like this. We are all out of these, but we save the containers because they're very useful. Not cheap. These are $1 a piece. Look at that convenience. I can make YouTube videos while she feeds herself. Hell, parent things. Not really easy. Anyway, back to these. You see Beechnut Fruities, banana pear, sweet potato puree. Let's just go ahead and see what's in there. You see here, compared to the glass one, the pouch is labeled 3.5 ounces. This is net weight 4 ounces. Obviously a better deal. These are usually under $1, and you get a reusable glass jar. One moment. You're paying for convenience, and you don't know what's in there. It's not clear. It could be anything. This being the downside of the money-saving glass case. This is about 3.5 ounces or 3 ounces. Let's say 3 for the actual food you're getting. And those were $1 each. This one's also, if you get it in the glass thing, you are getting, one, you can get more out of the thing. It's hard, you don't have to squeeze it out. But it's about 25 cents an ounce for pureed content here. Ingredients: bananas, pears, sweet potatoes, citric acid, absorbent acid, vitamin C. For this one, banana, pear, sweet potato puree. I forget what was the last one we got. Ooh, it's gluten-free. This is going to be hard to beat. I mean, certainly we can get, that's at 25 cents an ounce, 25, 30 cents an ounce. But I think there's still savings here, because this is food that's absolutely dedicated just to her. If we are pureeing on our own other food, that we eat, apples, oranges, whatever, that just gets tossed into bulk, and then you're buying it. I wouldn't say buying in bulk, but it's, I think compared to the rest of the family, she eats so little food, comparatively, of course, that these packets, which she could easily eat 10 a day, $10 a day just for you, I think it would be negligible in the grand scheme. The cost would be negligible, as in you wouldn't notice in your grocery bill if you're feeding her from food stocks you had around. And another plus, it forces you to eat better because then you need apples, oranges, and etc. around. So, one of these. And I'm going to be somewhat honest, that blender kind of sucks. It's loud, abrasive, uses a lot of power. It takes forever. They've got this convenience, there is this part, which is both a scoop and a thing. Put it in here and you can stir the stuff around. That makes the blending experience much better. However, it's no bueno. I think we can do better. Darn right we can do better. A lot of excitement. Don't want to give up our finances too easily. The Trump checks. We're in. And I'm a reasonable person, and most of it is set aside for its intended purpose, I suppose. You gotta put some of it back into your economy, your local economy, at Walmart. So, Ninja System 1200 Auto IQ One Touch Intelligence. I don't know what that means. It's got some buttons, and look, it apparently does well with berries and ice. It says it can process I think that's cookie dough in there. Cookie dough. I see chocolates, I see cookie dough. And then a nutrition extractor. What does that do? Nutrient extraction, precision processing. Crushing. Crushing it has never been easier. See what they did there. This is the system. Or not really the system, it's one blender, 3 different things. Let's, Internet loves unboxing. Now it's been a hot minute. Poverty Kitchen, and here I am. This thing was $150 or so, $150. But here I am buying it, and like I said, we all got our stimulus. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. And you know, that's not really impoverished. Everybody has the same money there though. And here's what I'm thinking. I mean, poor is poor. This amount of money, what, $1,200 per person, isn't going to make or break your life. That's not life-changing money whatsoever. And I'm hard-pressed to think of a way to make it life-changing money. So it might as well be enjoyed. Obviously, pay your bills, pay your rent, first things. Let's open this thing up. Alright, up at the top here. Ooh, there's more accessories, yeah. I bet they would like to sell me more stuff. Won't be needing that. Oh, with them blaze. Ooh. Obviously lid for the big part. It has a handle. Well, that's nice. That is the single serve thing. The big boy. Nicely packaged. Big one for that. I think the guts of her are down here. Oh, there's more. What's all this? Oh, that's the... Oh! That's geared? There's gearings in there? Oh, it's like a 2-to-1 or something. There's a gear assembly in there. I want to take it apart and see what kind of gears they used. Well, interesting. And Ninja. It's no juiceroo, but it'll have to do. Ooh, look at that in there. Also geared. Well, it feels nice in the hand, and I will tell you. So, ooh, that thing goes on there. And, oh yeah, little bearing thing there. Yep, over here. Yep, we're locked. Well, this is fancy. Oh, suction cups. Nice. Oh, there's a locking mechanism on the inside. Which I thought here we are with frivolous purchases, but whew, will you hear that click? That is satisfying. And this is the processing part. Nice. This is nice. It's the kind of thing that could be kept in its own Pelican case or something. Baby food. That's what this is for. But you know, $150 for all this. That's a lot of money. You're darn right it's a lot of money. But, I don't know, those other blenders, like that, what is that, Hamilton Beach, Turtle Beach, or whatever they are. I have bought in so many of those. You buy cheap blenders, they only last a good year. The motor burns out and it's junk. And then the glass cracks or something. That's the worst part. The glass will crack, and then you try to get a new one, and it's just as much as a brand new blender, so you just get a brand new blender. First of all, that's a solid plastic. I mean, this should last for a good long time. I won't be buying one once a year. So, do the math. Blender, what, 30, 40 bucks? Let's go on the high end, 40 bucks for a blender. You need to replace it yearly, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 5 years. I need 5 years out of this thing. But that's not entirely. Just doing the math there. There's, of course, numerous items here. And also the enjoyment and utility you get out of this. I am willing to bet that there will be more blending, more chooching here on this than there would on one of those, another cheap blender. Let's get to blending. Will it blend? Well, you know, when I tell people that I own a Ninja blender, the first thing they often ask is, does she blend? And oh yeah, she blends. And of course, if you have one of these blenders, you tell people that. You just bring it up in conversation. How else are you going to let them know that you're better than them? So it's the same thing if you have a Mercedes. Also got one of those, so occasionally drop it in. Really sorry I'm late. Had to go out of my way to the gas station with the ethanol-free premium. It's a Mercedes after all. You just drop it into conversation just like that. And say you're talking about lunch, another way to drop it right in there. I would go, I have a Ninja, so I got a smoothie that's blended here. So let's get to our thing. So far we have blended cookie dough. This is designed for dough. Bread. It's got a bread blender. And I guess that's where that 2-to-1 ratio comes in. Might be hard to see, but it is a 2-to-1, something like that. Have yet to use that guy. Looking nice and shiny, of course, that's huge. So let's get on to our baby food. Upside down, whatever. We discussed this before. This is the peach, apple, banana puree. I don't have any peaches, but we are going to do, we do have our apples here. Orange, bananas for good measure. Just those three. Don't want to get too fancy on our first maiden voyage here. We are going to use this guy to blend that in. That off to the side. And as far as thickening, you want sort of the same consistency as this stuff, so it's almost liquid pretty much. If we need to thicken it, if it's too liquidous, we do have grains, multi-grain. It says it has iron for brain development. I don't know how much iron a baby needs, or toddler in this case. She's 2 and something. Hard to keep track of. Apparently has 60% of their daily intake of iron, which is, it's a percentage. Infants, children under 4, 60%. For infants under 1, it's 45%. So it has less for a younger kid. What that is in actual numbers, it's a percentage. How much iron do you need every day? So let's try to compare it to this stuff. Montana wheat. It's got a cowboy on the cover. That's how you know it's Montanan. But it says it only has 10% of your daily intake of iron, but I assume that's for an adult. So I can't say for sure if they're trying to sell us some snake oil here with this iron stuff. It's cheap enough, so if we need oatmeal, we'll use the Montana stuff. I mean, it's a Ninja. I could probably put in the entire apple, but got that core. You should always check the inside for worms. And that did nick me. Jeez. Sharper than it looks. Yeah, core and all. We may need to add some milk to this. I don't know if the orange is gonna take care of that. It's a good smelling orange. And like I mentioned previously, the real benefit to this is that you can see what's in your baby food. You don't have that luxury with these packets here. Not to say there's anything subpar, but there could be. I mean, even Capri Sun got on board and has a clear thing at the bottom now, but not Beechnut. Let's get to blending. All right, one complaint. It has like 2 feet a cord or something. Insufficient. It's digital. It's got a timer. is. Yeah, that's a darn shake. My goodness. Here, pull some of this out into a thing here. Those recycled Beechnut jars that I told you about. You get a better look at the consistency and such. But wow, I'm impressed. Let me zoom in on this here. That's a decent product there. Kind of tastes like, is there still malls around? Remember the Orange Julia place in the mall? 3 ingredients. And I have never had a blender that actually did that. That was able to blend that. You saw in the old design blender, we gave that to the neighbors, so it won't be hurting us any longer here. You had that scoop thing so you could try to push things down in there and twirl them around. And that's the big problem with all these blenders, is that, you know, something gets stuck. You blend, it blends the bottom, and then for whatever reason the ingredients aren't going down. I'm not sure what sort of science they did here. I was expecting that to happen. I mean, I talked about the milk, that we might need some of that, but... yes. Well, the advantage of this is not that you're going to save money. I mean, this is 99 cents, and that's unmatched at convenience. I'm sure there's some sort of product for a reusable pouch or something for these things. Or I'd hope there's some sort of product where you wash and reuse pouch for kids. I'll have to look. Only know, obviously you lose some of the convenience factor and you make it yourself. But you are eating better because you're being forced to buy fresh produce. And good produce, you know what's in there. And makes everybody happier. I know it's cheaper, but I mean, if we let her, she'd eat 10 of these a day. That's $10 in food just for her. That's, what's that? A couple pounds of oranges? Oranges are $2 a pound, so 5 pounds of oranges. Wow, that is a lot cheaper. This is a poverty kitchen, because that's downright affordable. Well, thanks for watching. Oh yeah. You can do that, liking and commenting and subscribing thing down there, right here. You know, some time ago, I made a video about killing Poverty Kitchen by walking and getting a burrito and such. But obviously here we are. Now we're back at it. Good excuse to get a burrito, I think. So, I guess the point is, I spent a lot of the last part of this video telling you about justifying my purchase of a expensive home mechanic accessory thing. The point I'm trying to make is you don't have to feel guilty about having nice things. Even if you're poor, even if you're on welfare, enjoy your iPhone, enjoy your ninjas, etc. Now it's time for a burrito. That video in here is terrible. It's going to be a perfect segue into the next episode. Burritos. $6. And these things weigh like a half-pound each. Bacon, potatoes, a secret sauce, cheese, some other stuff. Tune in for that. This is the final false stop, I swear. Alright, well, it still works, but it fell off the counter. Which, you know, completely my fault. But for the price you're paying and what you're getting here, you would think that they would, you know, make it a little bit more tough. I did drop it, but then again, falls off the counter, that should be expected. The plastic, for the review, it's been a month or so. I take a long time to get these videos out. A bit flimsy and chintzy on the plastic. Not as good as it felt at first. And, well, it's clean, but those are just water spots. The complaint, there's areas like this that once it gets in the dishwasher, does it even say it's dishwasher safe? No. We've been washing the dishwasher. It junk gets down there. But you can see some of it right there. And that is darn near impossible to get out. Of course, not a food-touching surface, but still something to consider. But overall, still pretty impressed. And I made a comment that, yeah, they would like me to buy more accessories, but that's another crack, is it? Oh no, that's just the ejection seam. Yeah, super glue, that's edible, right? Food grade super glue. The finest hardware stores. Well, thanks for watching.